Hi friends, good afternoon or one all. Today we are going to see about the group 2 syllabus which have been uh, notified by the Telangana State Public Service Commission. That is here for the paper 2, that is group 2, we are going to have a part A and part B, so that in the part A there will be four papers, which includes that paper 1 includes that general studies and general abilities, about 150 questions, and the duration will be 2.5 hours, and maximum marks will be 150. And paper 2 will be the history and polity and society. In that we are going to see that socio cultural history of India and Telangana, overview of the Indian constitution and politics, and social structure and issues and public policies. This is going to be carried with the three concepts. We are going to have each one 50 questions, that going to be total 150 questions, and the duration will be also same as paper 1, that is 2.5. The marks will be 150 marks. And for the paper 3 we are going to have that economy and development. In this also we are going to have Indian economy, such as issues and challenges, and the second one, that is economy and development of Telangana, and issues of development and change. This also carries each part of these carries 50 questions, and each will be 3, that is this 3, the total will be 150, and the duration will be also same as paper 1 paper 2, that is 2.5, and total marks will be 150. And paper 4, that is Telangana movement and state formation, that is the idea of Telangana, that is from 1948 to 1970, and mobilization phase, that is from 1971 to 1990, that is up to the and towards formation of Telangana state, that is 1991 to 2014. This will be conducts 50 questions for each of these subtopics, which is going to have 150 questions from all these, and we are going to have the duration will be 2.5 hours, and total will be 150. And we are going to have a one more part B, such like a part A, that is we are going to have an interview of 75 marks, and this will be the grand total will be 675 marks for this. Here we are going to have for this group 2 services part 1 paper 1, which is going to includes that in detail we are going to see here, that is current affairs from regional and national and international, and international relations and events, general science, and India's achievements in science and technology, environmental issues such as disaster management, prevention and mitigation strategy, geography and Indian geography and geography of Telangana state, and history and cultural heritage of India, society, culture and heritage and arts and literature of Telangana, policies of Telangana state and social exclusion, rights issues and inclusive policies, and number 10, that is logical reasoning, analytical ability and data interpretation, and basic English, that is from 10th standard we are going to be having in this, just enough to we have the standard of 10th, take that vocabulary and glossary about synonyms and antonyms, read well about that, and prepare the strategy for this. And moving on to the paper 2, that is history and polity and society, and we are going to have some of the civilizations and history, modern history, and so one more thing, that is ancient history, that will be here in this in this part is going to be included. That is socio-cultural history of India and Telangana. That is about Indian Indus Valley civilization, about society and culture, and Vedic civilizations, and religious movements about in the 6th century. That is from Jainism and Buddhism, and this is the advent of Islam and establishment of Delhi Sultanate and adventure of Europeans and ancient and found Assamese dynasty from these are two and that is evolution of Indian. We have to be known every article about that, and such as from constitution and fundamental rights and distinctive features of Indian federation and union and state governments of president, prime minister, and council ministers and governor, the chief ministers and council of ministers and powers and functions is going to be very useful. It should be very known to everyone because it going to be very useful for everyone. And a rural and urban governance with a special reference to 73rd and 74th. And moving on to the 6th, that is free and fair elections, that malpractices, election commission, electoral reforms, and political parties which are having nowadays judicial system in India. And moving on to the 8th, that is the part of paper 2. This is the second part. Special provisions of scheduled classes, backward classes or women and minorities, welfare mechanism of informants, National Commission of the Scheduled Caste. This is going to be very useful for tribes and backward classes. It should be known to everyone with having aspirants. Indian constitutions from new challenges we going to have to know. Social structure policies. Point in the paper, that is Indian social structure, 7 features of Indian society, and a marriage, a caste, a family, relationships, religion, tribe, women, middle classes, socio-cultural features of Telangana society, and social issues such as casteism and communalism and religion and violence against women. All the articles should be known about this. The social movements such as the tribal, backward class movements, and so on. And Telangana specify social issues with tea, Gojini, Devadasi system and child labor and a girl child and a fluorosis. This is one type of disease which I have again came on to the, that is migration farmers and weavers, distresses, the social policies and welfare programs. And moving on to the paper 3, that is economy and development, which is going to have an economy, that is growth development, measurements of economic growth and poverty and employment and planning in Indian economy. And this is going to be our concepts and definitions about that, and economy and development of Telangana. This is going to be Telangana economy about in undivided Andhra Pradesh from 1956 to 2014 we have to be known very well. And from lands of Telangana, lands reformers of Telangana, and agriculture and allied sectors, industry and service sectors which we are having. Issues of development and change, that is development of dynamics, development and displacement, and economic reforms and sustainable development which we are going to have in the issues of development of change. And moving on to the paper 4, that is the Telangana movement and state formation. That is a historical background about the idea of Telangana from 1948 to 1970. We have to know very well about this all. And this one is this historical background about this. And Hyderabad state in independent India. Formation of Andhra Pradesh state, that is 1956 from violation of employment and service rules against the role of intellectual students and employment in Jai Telangana movement. And moving on to the formation of Telangana, Praja Samiti, mobilization phase from 1971 to 1990, and the rise of regional parties in 1980s and changes in the political, socio-economic, cultural fabric Telangana, and liberalization and privatization of this from in 1990s, and guest of Telangana, identical intellectual decisions. This is from known should be. And next, towards the formation of Telangana state from 1991 to 2014. This is our last one to know about all this group 2. That is public awakening intellectual reaction against discrimination, and establishment of Telangana Rashtra Samiti TRS is going to be called, and 2001 is going to be established, so that we have to know about all this. The role of political parties, that is TRS, Congress, BJP, left parties, and TDP, MIM, and other parties such as Telangana Praja Front. We have to know about all these roles, why they have been taken charges about rights of parties, and cultural revelation of Telangana, and other symbolic expressions in Telangana movement, and parliamentary process such as UPA government on stand on Telangana. And this is going to be our syllabus of group 2, and prepare well for this group 2 who are having aspirants, and take this syllabus copy and have the screenshots of every one of paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, and interview will be on based on these concepts only, and some of the recent current affairs about that. And thank you for this giving chance and opportunity for giving this information to all the group 2 aspirants, and thank you for this. Thank you.